What's up, guys? Sosa MMA here, back with another video. And I actually wasn't going to make a video today, but Mick Maynard just sent me the script in the mail for the rest of the UFC. So I don't have to go through the hassle of predicting how the rest of the fights are going to go for the rest of the year. I just got the script right here. So I'm just going to go over the script with you guys and what it says for all of these fights. Now, I want to just go over a couple of things with you guys. One, the script isn't like finished yet, so we haven't figured out all of the kinks chronologically. So we don't know what fights are going to be when, and if we're going to be able to get all of these fights in necessarily either. So these are tentative, okay? But we'll explain that whenever we get to a division. And then let's say that something here in the script ends up not happening, then it's probably either CGI or the fighter broke from the script, and they will be sanctioned for that. So don't worry about it. We're going to start with women's strawweight. So here in the script, we got women's strawweight. Zhang Weili is going to defend against Yan Xiaonan. By the way, guys, I didn't notice until when I did my trial run for the video that the UFC pictures look so low poly, but it's kind of funny. So I decided to stick with it. I don't know how bad it'll look in the video, but it's kind of funny. So even if it looks bad, it's not that big of a deal. So she's going to beat her by unanimous decision. It's not going to be as dominant as the Lemos performance, but it'll look pretty damn similar. And there's a chance that we might change up the script and make her get the finish. But it'll kind of depend on how UFC 300's looking and whether or not that fits the narrative for 300 at that point in time. So it'll kind of be tentative and at that point in time. And as well here in the script, Tatiana Suarez was supposed to fight for the belt this year, but there's been some complications in the writing for the script. So we've decided to have Tatiana Suarez sidelined by injury this year. So if you expected her to end up holding UFC gold this year, then you might want to check the 2025 script because it's not in this one. But we do have Zhang Weili beating whoever comes out of this matchup. We've been really busy with a lot of other stuff, so we haven't figured out some of the UFC 300 prelims in the script yet. But whoever comes out of this matchup will be defeated by Zhang Weili. And she will still hold her belt by the end of 2024, no matter what. So that's what the script says. Again, if anything breaks from that, then it's because of CGI or something horribly unforeseen that the script could not have stopped from happening, evidently. But we're going to move on to women's flyweight here. And we've actually got Valentina Shevchenko defeating... Oh, wait, sorry. No, that's not what the script says. Alexa Grasso is defeating Valentina Shevchenko. And the main reason this is happening is because I feel like the main narrative here has been that Shevchenko is slipping. And the first fight, you saw Grasso exploit the flaws that Shevchenko had in her game, not falling for her tricks with low kicks, for example. Actually giving her significant problems with the boxing on the feet as well, and ultimately capitalizing on the stupid spinning shit to jump on her back and finish her at the end of that fight. And now in the second fight, you can say that it changed the narrative because Shevchenko got robbed, but that's not what I would say at all. And I do think Shevchenko was robbed. And I think that the main reason that you can't have that be the main narrative, though, is because the only reason that there's even a chance for Mike Bell to score the fifth round for Alexa Grasso, much less score it 10-8 for Alexa Grasso. It's because Shevchenko went for a stupid head and arm throw. She was supposed to be so good, but she just always goes for these terrible head and arm throws, and it lost her that fight. She shouldn't have gotten a draw in that fight. She should have won it. But if she doesn't go for that head and arm throw, then Grasso's not on top of her, punching her, winning round 5, somehow 10-8 on Mike Bell's scorecard. And that's kind of the narrative we wanted to continue here. It's going to be a lot cleaner for Alexa Grasso, though. Shevchenko may show some signs of decline. Grasso might hurt her several times in this fight. We haven't worked out the fine details because we still have a whole tough season. We're going to see how the narratives go, but Grasso is definitely going to defeat Shevchenko, but I don't think she's going to finish her. Obviously, the script could change by that point in time, but as of right now, we're planning for this to be by unanimous decision. And then Alexa Grasso might not have time to turn around for this next part of the script just because we're going to have that tough season. But if she does, then she will knock out Manon Fiorot in 4 seconds. That's all we're talking about for this matchup. If you get why I'm saying this, then you get it. And if you don't, then you don't. But that's it. That's all I have to say. And still. Let's move on to women's bantamweight. Just kidding. I'm going to move myself off the screen briefly so I can read this. So, the women's bantamweight champion is going to be Amanda Nunes if she comes back. But we haven't gotten any confirmation in the script writing department as to whether or not that's going to happen. And if she doesn't, I don't know if any of you guys care. Division's dead as hell. I mean, if Kayla Harrison doesn't kill herself to cut to 135, then maybe. But is Raquel Pennington going to fight again this year? Would anyone even notice if she didn't? And I'm not saying this because it's women's MMA. I'm just saying it because women's 135 is so bad. But let's move on. And the next part of the script is pretty crazy here, guys. A lot of people aren't going to like this or believe this, but we actually have Steve Erceg defeating Alexandre Pantoja by split decision here in the script. And it's going to upset a lot of people. The Brazilians are going to be pissed. There's going to be trash in the octagon being thrown at Steve Erceg and Alexandre Pantoja. He's not going to be able to dodge the trash. They might be able to. They're pretty tiny. But it's going to be controversial, guys. A lot of people are going to disagree with it. There's going to be the cries of robbery, but this is what we have in the decision. And in the script here is that Steve Erceg will win. It'll be close, but he'll win 3 out of 5 rounds with his striking because Pantoja ain't that good on the feet. And we've been known that. And if you can survive on the ground with him and stuff a couple of takedowns, there's a reasonable path to win some rounds, which Steve Erceg will do, defeat him by split decision. And this is where it gets really controversial with the script. We haven't worked out the finer details as to how this is going to end up fully happening, but Muhammad Makayev will end up fighting against Steve Erceg before the end of the year. It's probably going to be in like November, December, because I don't think it's super likely that we will have Steve Erceg turn around for, say, Abu Dhabi or something like that. But Makayev will actually submit Steve Erceg, and he will end the year as the flyweight champion because there will be no more flyweight fights for the title after that point. And Makayev will be the new champion at flyweight. Moving on to men's bantamweight, we actually have Sugar Sean knocking out Merab Dvalishvili, and people are going to be surprised somehow when it's frankly quite obvious that this is going to happen. I'm not going to spend much time talking about it either. Marlon Moraes nearly knocked him out. Henry Cejudo nearly knocked him out. And they're both far worse. Sean will knock him out. If Merab is able to get Sean down, he will not be able to hold him down there for long. He will not do significant damage to him on the ground. Sean is likely to be able to break away from the clinch without expending a terrible amount of energy. And he's also shown that he can be high output as well. Whether he can be high output with high grappling is a big question that people will look to have answered in this fight. And the question will not be answered for them because Merab will get knocked out pretty fucking early into the fight. And a lot of people will be surprised, but it's pretty obvious if you've been watching that this is going to happen. This is another instance where we don't really know when we're going to have Sugar come back. So we don't know if he's going to fight again. If he doesn't, he's good, obviously, because he beat Merab by knockout. But if he does, he's not so good. Because we have here in the script, actually, that if he comes back, he'll face Corey Sandhagen. Whether Sandhagen fights Umar or doesn't, Sandhagen will end up here. And he will defeat O'Malley by split decision. It'll be controversial. You'll have O'Malley wobble Corey Sandhagen several times throughout this fight. Some very damaging strikes. You'll have O'Malley get cut up by Sandhagen as well. And you'll have Sandhagen do significant damage to the legs of Sean O'Malley throughout this fight. And you'll also have Sandhagen mixing in his takedowns to land some ground and pound offense on Sean O'Malley as well. But Sean will largely mitigate that by getting up. And it'll be a very close decision. But Sandhagen will end the year as the champion if he gets to fight for the belt. Again, we haven't ironed out every part of the script yet. But let's move on to men's 145. We're just going to talk about the clock right off the bat. Seems like Ilya doesn't want to turn around quick. Doesn't sound like he wants to turn around for 305. So we're going to have to look later than 305, like 306. So we're already looking at like September or something. It's pretty unlikely he's going to fight more than once. And he's going to knock Volk out again. I mean, you guys would love us to say that the script has Volk winning this, right? But I'm sorry, it's not in there. It's not. He's going to get knocked out again if he does this. And he's going to, because it's in the script. Because he's the type of guy that gets knocked out 3 times in a row. So sad to see. But that's what's in the script, guys. I can't lie to you and tell you something that's not in the script. That's what's in the script. So Ilya Topuria will end the year as the champion because he's just going to fight Volk twice and just knock him out 2 times. So, and it will be worse this time, guys. It'll be a lot more sad. Yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to suck really bad. I'm not going to tell you the finer details in the script here. I'm leaving a lot out for you guys here. But it's going to be bad. It's going to be really sad. Let's move over to lightweight. Islam Makhachev at UFC 302 actually is going to defeat Dustin Poirier, and the guillotine thing is just a joke. The guillotine is just a meme. But he is going to submit Poirier. I'm not going to tell you guys what submission. It might be the guillotine. But I'm not saying that for sure. I'm not going to tell you guys what's in the script. I don't want to spoil anything. But he is going to submit Dustin Poirier, defend his belt. And he will actually be back again. Charles Oliveira will defeat Arman Tsarukyan, obviously, as you guys have probably seen my video on that. If you haven't, the card's up right now. Go watch it. But he's not going to face Islam in any more capacity than he did last time. He's going to get starched. It's going to be a masterclass performance by Islam, who will end the year defending his belt twice. Against Charles again, Dustin Poirier becoming the lightweight GOAT. That's what we have here in the script for Islam. Pretty awesome year if you like the Dagestanis. Not an awesome year if you like Bilal, though, because he's going to get masterclassed by Leon. He's going to get 50-45'd brutally. It's going to be one of the most brutal 50-45s we've ever seen. Leon could totally finish Bilal, though, if he wanted to. He's just not going to, so I'm not gonna get your guys' hopes up. You guys are gonna be like, well, guys, he landed the head kick, but in the script, he's gonna hurt Bilal. He's just never gonna press the action ever, and yeah, he will defend his welterweight title once, and then he's gonna get knocked out by Shavkat, guys. Shavkat's coming to knock him out, guys. And that's going to be it for the year. This is going to be late in the year that Shavkat does this. He's not going to fight in between then, too. He's going to be nursing an injury, is what we have here in the script. So he should just come back, fight Leon for the belt, profit. Probably getting Lorosenko's DMs, I'm sure. And new. But without any further ado, let's talk about 185. Now, obviously Dracus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya are going to fight at UFC 305 in Australia. We all know this already, and the script confirms this too. And we haven't really ironed out what Dracus is going to do, but Dracus is going to sub Adesanya. He's going to do it on Australia, and he's going to cement himself as the new middleweight king. And it's just because every time you think this is actually the guy who, Dracus is going to lose to this guy, he's not. And I do feel like AZ could knock him out, but once the script came in and told me Dracus by sub, maybe, I was like, okay, maybe, yeah. But I know Dracus is going to win. So if you're an Izzy fan and you like hentai and stuff, then this is probably a pretty sad day for you. But if you're from South Africa and you like men, then this is probably a pretty awesome day, because you know Dracus is going to hold on to the title at least once. But I think that Khamzat Chimaev is going to get through Robert Whittaker, and the script says that too. So then surely he's going to fight for the belt, and he's going to beat Dracus? No. Somehow the script has Khamzat Chimaev getting through Robert Whittaker, but Dracus actually fraud checking him and knocking him out and ending the year as the undisputed middleweight champion. What do you think about that, guys? Pretty crazy script that we have for middleweight, but that's just how it's going to go. So, going to be a pretty nuts set of fights, I feel. And I do think that Dracus is going to have a pretty solid argument for fight of the year after getting a decision win in a war, a sub, and a knockout. So he will be a contender for that for sure. And I won't be voting for him, I don't think, but probably going to go for Islam off the Charles and Dustin wins. But we'll see, based on, any CGI that happens or anything that has to be evaluated. But we'll move on to light heavyweight, where Jamal Hill's obviously going to knock out Alex Pereira. You guys have seen this video too, and if you haven't, watch it. It's in the card right now. Don't know what you're doing. Then Jamal Hill's also going to knock out Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed's not going to grapple with him, and he's going to catch something nasty. And Jamal Hill's actually going to go on a crazy little run and new. And it's going to be kind of remarkable the year Jamal Hill has. I think he's going to have a solid argument for Fighter of the Year as well, because he comes back off of this Achilles tear, knocks out a surging star in Alex Pereira, and then knocks out a guy who really has only that blemish against Paul Craig truly against him and Magomed Ankalaev. It's going to be a great year for Jamal Hill. Just hope he can keep that Achilles healthy. That would be pretty great if you could do that for me, buddy. But without any further ado, we're going to move on to heavyweight, which is the most complicated division of all of them here. So, at some point in the year, we don't know when, John Jones will come back. He will actually knock out Stipe Miocic. And then he's going to ride off into the sunset. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're also going to have, on the same UK card, that we have Leon Edwards brutally 50-45 Bilal Muhammad on. We're going to have Tom Aspinall knock out Curtis Blades to clean up that one blemish on his record before Jones retires. Well, yes, it will be way before Jones retires. This fight is going to happen way before Jones retires. But Jones will retire, which will then just promote Aspinall to heavyweight champ, which, to be honest, he already is. Because if you want to fight for a championship at heavyweight to prove that you're the best, then you have to fight Tom Aspinall. Because you can't fight John Jones unless your name is Stipe Miocic. So that's like the Stipe Miocic John Jones belt. That's like the old guy belt. So that belt doesn't really count anymore if you have to just be called Stipe Miocic to fight for it. When Stipe has like no reason to fight for it over someone like Tom Aspinall, who just beat Sergey Pavlovich, who was on a 6-fight first-round knockout streak. Yeah, ridiculous. So Jones retires, and then I think Tom Aspinall will fight again, and the script says that too, actually. So he's going to go against Cyril Gane, who will somehow farm another free title shot. I don't think Cyril Gane's going to have to fight again, but the script doesn't mention it. Go figure. And he's going to defeat Cyril however he wants. He can knock Cyril out on the feet. We saw Tai fucking Tuivasa hurt Cyril Gane on the feet, guys, for crying out fucking loud. People are saying, oh, he's a nightmare matchup for Sergey Pavlovich. What's he going to do to Sergey Pavlovich, dude? Is he going to fucking knock out Sergey Pavlovich, dude? No. Gane fucking sucks, dude. And that's why he's ducking all these elite heavyweights. That's why when he gets his title shot against fucking Tom Aspinall, he's going to get his fucking ass kicked. I hope they do it in France. That'd be fucking hilarious. Fuck this fucking loser. And still. But let me know what you guys think about the script. What would you guys have changed about the script? Is there anything that you guys hope gets CGI'd out of there? Let me know your comments down below. Make sure you like the video if you liked down below. Subscribe for more bangers just like this one. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and peace out.